Hello and welcome to all you Libras. This is your monthly horoscope of January 2022. Very short, concise video because if you want to go a bit more in depth of the yearly horoscope of 2022, the Venus-Pluto conjunction, the Venus retrograde, you can find out on my channel, my YouTube channel. I have lots of videos that I've created. But first things first, what is this all about this month of January? Well, we start off with the year with another retrograde. So already Venus is retrograding in Capricorn, but now also on the 15th of the month, we're going to have a Mercury retrograde. And that is always a time of, it's going to be in a fellow air sign, by the way, in Aquarius. And that is for you, your fifth house, which is a very enjoyable house. It's a house of your children, love, romance, hobbies, projects that you have, and it's going retrograde there at 10 degrees of Aquarius around the 15th. So it means a reassessing. Maybe you go back to an old hobby, maybe you go back to an old lover, maybe not. I mean, that's only a very, very small percentage, especially with the Venus retrograde again as well. But anyway, for you, definitely on a collective level, this is about how to, on a level of lightness, of a level of the heart chakra, what can I do that pleases me, that I love to do, that is creative for me? And you could be thinking about that a lot, notwithstanding the fact this is January and this is a time where a lot of people start new things. I think it's going to be implemented more when Mercury goes direct again. When will that be? Around the 5th of February of next month. So it's a fun, it's a fun Mercury retrograde to have, because this is contemplating about the things that you love to do, and maybe you have found out that you've done way too little when it comes to doing things that you love to do. So that is definitely a kind and a lovely transit for you, especially when it goes well with your energy of the fellow air sign. Now, this Mercury retrograde at the end of the month, around the 27th, even because it's at the very beginning of Aquarius, 10 degrees, and then goes backward 9 degrees, 8, and then it goes back into the sign of Capricorn, 29 degrees of Capricorn, 28 degrees of Capricorn. That is the core of your chart, which is the 4th house. So at the end of the month, your focus will be again on home, family, roots, literally your home, but also your emotional well-being and the nurturing of the self, basically, and of your core, so that you can do new things. So very interesting Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde. So reassessing, the Venus retrograde will go on the whole month because it goes direct at the very end of the month, the 30th of January. So that shows a lot of reassessing going on in January. It's a bit weird, but it is how it is in the astrology. For you, the reassessment that has to do with your emotional support, that has to do with your home life, is way more important for you than what I was just describing with the Mercury retrograde. Now, a thing that is very interesting and very enjoyable is the Jupiter transit, because the beginning of the month, Jupiter comes into the sign of Pisces, which is your 6th house, and Jupiter is about expansion. And whenever I see Jupiter in the 6th house, it's like an expansion of finding more meaning in your work, having more work, you know, especially when you work for yourself. This can be a good thing. And also health, you know, that you find more meaning in taking care of your health and doing your routines. And with Jupiter there in the 6th house, to do your routines and to stay healthy, it's a bit less difficult. You know, it's another story when Saturn is there. Then it is discipline, and the discipline will be, you know, you will have to work hard to find that routine. With Jupiter there, not. It's a bit more go with the flow, especially in the sign of Pisces. So that's quite adorable for you. Now the nodes are shifting. The North Node is shifting into Taurus and the South Node into Scorpio. So that's going to be an energy for the whole year, but it starts off in January. And the North Node shifting into Taurus in your 8th house is definitely an emphasis on the deeper stuff of life. You know, the 8th house is a very hidden house, and it's deep because it has to do with death and rebirth. It has to do with finances that we share with other people or that comes from other people. Value, support that we get from other people. With the North Node there, what is so interesting for you is that you can receive way more support. And I mean, not only financially, it can be emotional support. It can mean support of other people that trying to help you out in a practical way, because it's Taurus after all. And that is nice. That is nice. So if you are that kind of Libran that does it all for others, now it's a bit more, or the universe is trying to talk to you and say, relax, sit back and enjoy what people want to give to you, so that you are open to receive. And because otherwise they're going to give and you're going to block it. But you're not going to do that now that you know this. So it's a bit less an emphasis on doing it all yourself, dear Librans. And I think you are definitely going to love that. Having said that, I wanted to keep these videos short because it's quite, you know, an easy month in general, and of course on a collective level, with no eclipses and whatnot. But having said that, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.